Did you know the fastest car in the world can drive over 300 miles per hour? But cars aren't just about speed, they're history, culture, and innovation. Here are 50 car facts that will blow your mind. Let's start with general facts. The first modern car was invented by Carl Benz in 1886, called the Benz Patent Motorwagen. Just 27 years later, one man would change how cars were made forever. Henry Ford revolutionized car manufacturing with the assembly line in 1913. And that was vital because cars are far more complex than most people realize. The average modern car has over 30,000 individual parts. And some of those parts have been tied to surprising moments in history. The world's first speeding ticket was issued in 1896. Comment how fast you think they were going. Since then, cars haven't just gotten faster, they've gotten record-breaking. The top-selling car of all time is the Toyota Corolla, with over 50 million sold. But not all cars are built for the masses, some are engineered to extremes. Rolls-Royce engineers had to add subtle, artificial sounds and noises to the cabins of some of their cars, because the near-total silence created by their advanced soundproofing was disorienting and made some test drivers feel ill. And when it comes to extreme engineering, Bugatti takes things to another level. The Bugatti Veyron uses 10 radiators to manage the extreme heat generated by its quad-turbocharged W16 engine. But even before the Veyron's power, another power was way ahead of its time. Electric cars date back to the 19th century, with the first practical models appearing in the 1880s. And advanced to today, they've reached levels of performance that seem almost unreal. Tesla's Model S Plaid can go from 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds with launch control. Even without it, you'll still hit 60 in just 2.4. That's insanely quick. But not every company started chasing speed, some began in the fields. Lamborghini started as a tractor company in 1948 and didn't build their first car until 1964. Now for some technological advancements. Cruise control was invented in 1948 by a blind engineer, Ralph Titor, who first patented the idea in 1945. And his invention paved the way for a much bigger idea. Self-driving cars are being developed by companies like Tesla, Google, and Waymo. Do you think this is a good idea? Either way, cars today already do things you wouldn't believe possible. Modern Formula One cars generate so much downforce that they could theoretically drive upside down, though practically it would need engine tweaks and speeds over 185 miles per hour. That kind of engineering pushes limits, but so does the recycling. Modern cars are 95% recyclable by weight thanks to EU and UK legislation. And tech inside cars keeps evolving just as much. GPS systems in cars were first introduced in the 1990s. The Mazda Unos Cosmo was the first production car with a built-in GPS system. Now, displays have gone way beyond simple maps. Some cars now feature augmented reality displays in their windshields, showing speed, directions, and vital driving data. And some life-saving features actually came from airplanes first. Anti-lock braking systems, ABS, were first used in aircraft before being adapted for cars in the 1960s. And when it comes to design, one car stood out for its futuristic doors. The Mercedes-Benz 300 SL was the first production car to feature gull-wing doors in 1954. Although the Bugatti Type 64 used butterfly doors 15 years earlier in 1939, it wasn't counted as a production car. And not all engines were designed for gasoline in the first place. Diesel engines were initially designed to run on peanut oil. The first diesel engine was successfully demonstrated running on 100% peanut oil at the 1900 World's Fair in Paris. And today, some engines create power with zero emissions at all. Hydrogen fuel cell-powered cars produce only water as an emission. Next up, records and achievements. The fastest car in the world is the Yangwang U9 Extreme, with a top speed of 308.4 miles per hour, beating the Bugatti. But the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute is the theoretical record holder. It claims 310 miles per hour, but hasn't been officially verified. Yet. But some records aren't about speed, They're about longevity. The longest-lasting car model without a major facelift is the Volkswagen Beetle, produced from 1938 to 2003. And some individual cars have sold for prices you won't believe. The most expensive car ever sold at auction is a 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR, which went for €135 million. And while that's valuable, some cars are remembered for their sheer size. The heaviest production car ever made is the Mercedes-Benz Maybach S600 Pullman Guard, weighing over 5 tons. On the flip side, some cars are almost toy-sized. The smallest car ever produced is the Peel P50, just 4 feet long. And while that's tiny, some collections are massive. Jay Leno's car collection includes over 180 cars and 160 motorcycles. Among them is a legend that dominated racing history: the Ford GT40. It won the 24 Hours of Le Mans 4 times in a row, from 1966 to 1969. But records go far beyond the racetrack. The first car to break the sound barrier was the Thrust SSC in 1997. And speaking of long journeys, one man's car set a record like no other. The Guinness World Record for the highest mileage on a single-owner car is held by a 1966 Volvo P1800S, driven by Irv Gordon to over 3.2 million miles. Moving forward like the Volvo, what do you think is the most popular car color? Answer revealed in 3, 2, 1. The most popular car color is white, followed by black and then gray. Fun and surprising facts. The average car spends 95% of its lifetime parked, which makes sense, considering how many cars exist worldwide. If you were wondering, it's more than 1 billion cars currently on the road worldwide, and each one hides a scent you probably know well. The new car smell comes from volatile organic compounds released by plastics, leather, textiles, glues, and other materials during manufacturing. But most importantly, from new cars, the safety feature that activates faster than you can blink. An airbag goes from deflated to fully deployed in about 25 milliseconds. That's less than 1/20th of a second, and at speeds up to 160 miles per hour. And while airbags have intense speeds, engines are just as intense in a different way. An average car's engine typically runs between 90 and 105 degrees Celsius. Moving from engines to tires. Some car tires are made with Kevlar for added strength, mostly in military or off-road vehicles. But when it comes to recycling, cars are unbeatable. Cars are one of the most recycled products in the world. With all the metals and plastics, even the individual parts can be recycled or reused. And sometimes, traffic itself makes history. The longest traffic jam on record stretched over 60 miles in Beijing in 2010 and lasted around 12 days. And while traffic is frustrating, the coding behind cars is mind-blowing. A modern car contains 100 to 150 million lines of software code. For comparison, a passenger jet has about 15 million, while a car in 2010 had just 10 million lines of code. However, some of the earliest innovations were surprisingly simple. The first windshield wipers were invented by a woman, Mary Anderson, in 1903. Cultural impact. The Volkswagen Beetle was originally designed by Ferdinand Porsche at Hitler's request for an affordable mass-produced car for the German people. After the war, the Beetle became a global icon, but it's not the only car to become an icon. James Bond's Aston Martin DB5 debuted in the film Goldfinger in 1964. And speaking of movies, another car became famous for time travel. The DeLorean DMC-12 became iconic thanks to the Back to the Future movies. But one car is remembered for one of the best chase scenes ever filmed. The Ford Mustang was featured in Bullitt, home to one of cinema's most famous car chases. And when it comes to cultural influence, even animated cars made their mark. Pixar's Cars movie series grossed over $1 billion worldwide. On to modern trends. EV sales are projected to surpass traditional internal combustion engines by 2040. This could be sooner in some countries. But some manufacturers are taking things even further. Solar-powered cars are being developed to harness renewable energy. And luxury brands are finding creative ways to pamper drivers. Some luxury cars come with built-in air freshener dispensers. But performance-focused electric vehicles are rewriting the rulebook. Electric cars can regenerate energy through braking and rolling, boosting efficiency. And some hypercars show us just how wild the future of EVs will be. Hypercars like the Rimac Nevera showcase the future of electric performance vehicles, and now the Yangwang U9 Extreme shows how much they really can push the limits. And there you have it. 50 amazing car facts covering history, technology, culture, and the future of driving. Which one surprised you the most? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more random facts.